Hi future applicants, if you're confused about the difference between financial aid and scholarships, I don't blame you. It is confusing. This is Samin Rahman from the University of Texas at Dallas, and today we're going to delve deep into how scholarship decisions are made, how financial need is calculated, and how that affects the overall process. Let's get deep into it right away. Scholarships are very easy to understand. Scholarships are usually given based on your merit. Your merit includes your academics, which also includes your SAT score. It includes your extracurriculars, your leadership qualities, and also your essays. Now, some universities give away scholarships pretty easily, and sometimes those scholarships are very minute in amount. Other scholarships are very hard to attain. University of British Columbia, University of Toronto, Cambridge University, Cornell, Tata Scholarship at Cornell, all of these are very lucrative and also extremely difficult to attain because, well, they're very competitive and lots of people want it. They're essentially full tuition or full rights. At the same time, what the scholarship wants or scholarship demands differs on the college or who gives the scholarship as well. For example, some scholarship mostly focuses on the SAT score or academics. Others may focus on your overall holistic application or may focus more on your leadership skills. It depends on the college or the scholarship entity that provides it to you. So do your own research and carve your application based on it. Now, usually your need is not considered in scholarship consideration. They don't care if you're dirt poor or if you're the child of Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos. Assuming you two have the same profile, you will receive the same amount of scholarship, whether or not the child of Jeff Bezos needs it or not. Scholarship decisions usually do not have any consideration of need at all. And this is a problem that many universities face. To solve this problem came the idea of financial aid, which looks how much you can pay and awards financial need based on that. But what is it and how is it calculated? To understand, let's take some help from animation.
Financial aids are usually need-based. The admission committee determines how much you can afford and asks you to only pay that portion. Suppose a university costs $80,000 per year to attend, but you can't pay that much. The university will ask you to submit along with your admission application through Common App Coalition or wherever you submit your application, will ask you to submit a financial aid application, which is usually in the form of CSS profile or ISFA. Now, the CSS profile will ask you a lot of questions and have an hour-long video just dealing with CSS profile. You can find the link of the video down in the description below. Now, the questions are what your family's income is, what your yearly expenses are, which includes rent, any loan payment, or educational expenses. It also asks what your assets are, how much money you have in your bank, if you have any lands, what are their values, if you have any jewelry, what are their values. All of these are considered, mostly the assets and the income section, to calculate how much you can realistically pay and how much you can realistically afford per year to attend that university. They would understand if you can't pay $80,000, but they will calculate how much you can realistically pay. Now let's assume the university calculates that you can only pay $10,000 per year. So even though the university costs $80,000, they'll be like, fine, this candidate can only pay $10,000, and if we decided to take her in, the rest $70,000 is on us. We will pay the $70,000 as a form of financial aid.
But in calculating your financial aid, your qualifications do not matter. It does not matter if you are someone who's thinking, how did I get into MIT or Harvard, as compared to someone who, say, has a startup, it has multiple Olympic medals, Olympiad medals, whatever, and is part of multiple successful debate championship teams. It does not matter who you are. The university may calculate that that champion can pay $50,000 a year, and he will have to pay $50,000 a year. You would probably feel inferior beside that person if the university determines that you would only pay $10,000 per year, you will pay $10,000 per year. And that's the magic of financial aid. But there are strings attached to it and there are problems. Bear with me just a bit more. Universities unfortunately do not have unlimited funds. That's basic economics, scarcity of resources. So the universities would want to preserve as much money as possible. They would want to spend the money in other resources such as, I don't know, setting up labs over improving the overall campus atmosphere, or they may use the same money to take in much more students. So if you can pay only $10,000, they may be like, okay, I like this person, I would want to take him in, he's a nice guy, I would love him to be a part of campus, but I don't like him to the extent that I would pay $70,000 from my own pocket per year to actually help him study. And that's where the problem of financial aid comes. They know from their calculation, from the information that you provided, that you can only pay $10,000 per year. And that's where the issue lies. That's where the problem comes. They will immediately reject you if they don't like you enough, and well, you are done. They'll just say you goodbye. And that's why it's said that the more you can pay, the more you can indicate that you will be able to give, the more your financial aid profile, your CSS profile, your ISFA indicates that you will be able to pay, the higher your chances of getting into a particular university increases. Because if you can pay, say, $30,000 as compared to $10,000, then the university would have to spend lesser amount of money to you, and which also means that university will be happier to take you in. So that's why, assuming two persons have the same profiles, the person who can pay more always, unfortunately, gets in. And that's why your research has to be concrete. Some universities hate students who can only pay $10,000. Some hate students who cannot pay more than $20,000. Some are a little bit more forthcoming and we're like, it's fine if you can pay only $5,000. We will be okay to work with you. So you have to do your own research and see which university falls into which category and does what. Luckily, I'm here for you, and I'll be making more videos that are going to help you explain how to understand, how to research, and how to do everything else. But for now, we delved deep into how the difference between financial aid and scholarship, how each of them works, the impact everything has. I hope you understood a lot from this video. Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. If you want more content like this, definitely subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, connect me on LinkedIn, follow me on Instagram to see my amazing photos and my stories. I'll see you in my next video, but for now, share it with your friends, your family, your classmates, everyone, your teachers. I'll be very, very happy and indebted to you. But for now, see you in the next video.